Hi everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Happy Friday night. I'm sure anybody who is fortunate enough to have the 5-day work week is happy that it's Friday night as well. Hopefully some of you guys have been out in the shop working on your saws. I'm looking at a Homelite XL500 that has been painted, abused, and just plain. Probably the ugliest XL500 that almost anybody's ever seen. But I couldn't be happier to have it. A very kind gentleman from House of Homelite was able to sell this to me. And we swapped some parts. He's working on one of his. And evidently, the XL500 with the early crankshaft, they had the small journal 28 bearing connecting rod setup that the early Super XLs and XL12s had. Well, Homelite released an upgraded kit that would upsize that to the 31 bearing, just like the Super XL had. But the connecting rod, the crankcase, the crankshaft, all of that stuff is different on these because these have a longer stroke and a bigger bore than a standard Super XL. The stroke is common to the XL400, but this is a true 2-inch bore, and the previous owner did measure this one to ensure that it is an XL500. So, some unique features. It has the manual oiler and the automatic. You see this little screw up there, that's your idle adjustment. On the other side is a 7/16 head, just looks like a bolt head that hits the back of the throttle rod. That's how you adjust your idle there. This one is leaking fuel. No big surprise, those old tanks, that's not uncommon. I wanted to get this thing running for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to hear it, and it sounds great. And two, I plan to do some firewood cutting tomorrow. And what I've found with these saws that I restore, so I get them all prettied up and I don't want to go out and use them. So I'm going to use this one first and then I'll pretty it up. You can see it's had the drive case cover, clutch cover, whatever you want to call it, changed out. Original muffler's been reinforced with a plate there. Looking at those bolts, I'm hoping that this cylinder head hasn't been tapped to 1/4 inch, but looking at those bolts, I'll bet that it has. So I'll have to do a little work there. But you can see the control setup, everything is the same as the Super XL. Just got that bigger engine, and it's 4.5 cubic inches. Pretty big. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's right at 70 cc's. So that's big for this chassis. I look forward to seeing how it runs. And with any luck, if it's not pouring down rain tomorrow, I will get a video of this thing going. So, Dan, thank you again. I cannot thank you enough for the opportunity to own this saw, and pretty soon we'll have some videos and pictures of it all painted up and looking the way it did from the factory.